Here's the news for this evening. A man is gunned down in All Boys Town. His relatives believe he was set up. And the Ministry of Infrastructure takes a new approach to public infrastructure projects. A woman escapes with her life after gunfire erupts in Agricola. And one way or another, the GECOM audit is going to the police for a larger probe.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel. Join us. The family of Colin Daly thinks that he was set up to be killed. That is the only explanation they could give for the execution-style murder of their loved one, which occurred in the wee hours of Saturday morning. Wendell Jeffrey is following the shooting and filed this report.
Colin Daly was shot dead. Reports are that he was killed execution style. Colin, of Afro-Guyanese descent, was just 23 years old. At about 1 a.m. Saturday morning, the young man, who also goes by the name Froggy from Sophia, was shot in the head on Albert Street, Allboystown. His mother, Alison Frank, who did not want to be on camera, said that he is the fourth of her 6 children. She said that she was in her bedroom when he left the Sophia home on Friday night.
He come in to give a complaint about his nephew with some bicycle and some car, and he knocked it down. So he leave to go outside, back after he come and make the complaint about his nephew. And somebody say, well, a friend, after we get this news, we know where a friend Kaiwe, and we didn't know all by stone again until I get a call. A young man come and call me about little after 2 and inform me that one of my sons have been shot dead in Allboystown.
His mother said that the call about his death woke her from her sleep. She asked 2 of her sons to go check on the report. Allison said that the police allowed his big brother through the barricades to identify Colin.
The person said if one we could go and identify, or the brother could come and the big brother go and identify. He said, well, it's his brother.
The deceased mother said that her son is not a thief and did not do all the things that people are saying. She did confirm that he chopped up a man who shot him in his hand and that he was in court for that matter.
I know he had one case pending with a boy that shot in hand and he dealt him several chop, and that is the matter he have in court.
She said that he is not loved by many people because he doesn't tolerate nonsense.
So, you know, he don't take trouble in some people and this kind of thing. So, he wasn't a loved person by many people. He was never wanted by no police. So, it's Sky News or wherever, they're doing the all wrong different story. I don't know about.
Given the slew of negative reports about Colin Daly, his cousin Colin Jones asked if he was indeed a criminal and wanted, how come the police never came to his home looking for him?
That's what I want to know. Why the posting art everything on Facebook and the media saying Colin Daly is a wanted man. You never see it in the papers, you never see it on the media. I don't know how this man wanted. Or the media could miss by the people's house. If the media could meet here, why the police can't meet here? Claim well, this man is a wanted man.
The police is said to be investigating the matter. They are also reporting that he was being sought for questioning in another shooting matter. For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Minister within the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, Annette Ferguson, says that the ministry has changed its approach regarding construction. With many projects set to take off during 2018, this new approach might help save the ministry some big bucks. In an April 2016 interview, Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson stated that he inherited a ministry with only one road paver. Given the scale of deterioration to the nation's roads, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure initially contracted out much of the road work. Urban road construction is an expensive venture which costs in the tens of millions per kilometer. As such, the ministry has changed its approach to road construction, according to Minister within the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, Annette Ferguson.
These works are basically being executed by the special projects unit of the ministry, rather than us giving, private contractors. We have more or less boost our human resource capacity. So, and not only in terms of the human resources, but also equipment-wise. So we have been procuring a number of equipment so that we as a ministry can get more works done for small amounts of money.
The nation's airstrips are also in need of rehabilitation and upgrades, but these works are not cheap. According to a recent transportation study, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure is aware of this and intends to find a happy medium.
One recommendation is that lights should be, installed in these areas, because many of the areas would, from time to time, do medical evacuation at nights. But what we are exploring at this point in time is whether we should have like a solar system implemented that can give some amount of illumination to the age homes area.
With the date of next year's national budget presentation approaching, the ministry is expected to make these projects top priorities. A young police constable attached to the Brickdam police station is central to investigators following a collision that left a motorcyclist hospitalized with serious injuries. The constable, who was in uniform at the time of the accident, was under the influence and all his motor car documents had expired. We join Esther Sobers for more.
This is Police Constable Nigel Griffith of Brickdam Impact Base. Here, he is seen in uniform attempting to move his car after the accident along the Rumford Public Road on Sunday that left 44-year-old Jem Simone Hall, a female scooter rider, hospitalized with serious head injuries. According to investigators, at about 14:30 hours, Griffith was proceeding north in the Western Carriageway in motorcar PSS 4303 at a fast rate. The collision occurred when Hall turned north from Alexander Village into the Western Carriageway and into Griffith's path. The accident occurred in a short distance from the Rumford police station. Griffith's scooter, CS145, was tossed several yards. Investigators said Griffith was over the legal limit of alcohol consumption when the accident occurred. Investigators also stated that all documents for the constable heavily tinted car are expired. Hall of Lot 22 Walker Sterren Street, Castellano Housing Scheme, was rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital where she was treated. Before she was taken to the hospital, she was placed in the back of a constable's car and efforts were made to have her transported by private citizens, but to no avail. An ambulance from the fire service arrived on the scene and Griffith was eventually transported to the hospital. She is said to be in a stable condition. I'm Esther Sobers reporting for Channel 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Esther. Coming up after the break, GECOM under pressure to call in cops to probe allegations of fraud. And a woman is grateful to be alive after being shot in Agricola. Stay with us.
John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride taxi service. Let's go.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home. We also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Welcome back. The Auditor General is prepared to go to the police with his report on the Guyana Elections Commission's financials. However, before he does so, he has given the commissioners the opportunity to take the report to the police themselves. Wendell Jeffrey reports.
GECOM and their behavior during the PPP's tenure, particularly under the leadership of Dr. Steve Sourge-Bally, has come into stark focus. Last week, as the Auditor General laid his 2016 report in Parliament, he said that the account of GECOM was signaled out for a special forensic audit. Mr. Deodat Sharma could not say much because while the audit report was presented to Dr. Barton Scotland, the Speaker of the House, the report cannot be made public or discussed until it is formally pronounced upon at an active sitting. Parliament is currently in recess until the 10th of this month. Asked about the special audits, including the GECOMs, Mr. Sharma said that it is complete and handed over to the relevant authorities. He said that if the GECOM commissioners do not send the audit to the police for investigation, he will do so himself.
If we don't get action in terms of the commissioner sending, well, yes, the Audit Act says that I can send my report to the DPP and the police.
The Auditor General seems adamant that there are blatant discrepancies in the GECOM's finances, especially prior to the 2015 elections. It is believed that millions were spent by GECOM for the purchase of items, some of which were single-sourced and grossly overpriced, and some, which included equipment, were not in working condition. Pushed as to whether he will exercise that option of taking the GECOM audit to the police himself, Mr. Sharma answered in the affirmative.
If the commission does not act, are you going to exercise it? Yes, I will do that.
For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Reports of child abuse cases have increased in recent years. The Rights of the Child Commission feels that the increase may actually be a good thing. Here's more. For the past 3 years, there has been a steady rise in reports of child abuse in Guyana. According to the 2017 study on child neglect in Guyana, from 2013 to 2016, there were over 12,917 cases of child abuse. For the first 6 months of 2017, there were almost 500 reports of sexual abuse alone. While this may seem like a growing trend of alarming proportions, the Rights of the Child Commission disagrees. RCC Commissioner Sue L. Williams-Finley says it could be considered a positive thing.
I think we feel that more awareness, people are becoming more aware of what's happening and who they can talk to and where they can lodge their complaints. So it's safe to say that because of the increase in awareness, there are now more complaints.
The RCC sees this as the preliminary results of their sensitization campaigns over the past several years. The best way to empower witnesses or even victims of child abuse is to give them information. Information about their rights, information about the rights of children, and information on how to confidentially alert the authorities. So to them, a rise in reports of child abuse is not the evidence of a growing problem, rather evidence of a deep-seated problem finally being addressed. Persons who suspect a case of child abuse are encouraged to contact the RCC at their headquarters at the intersection of Peter Rose and Anira Streets in Queenstown, or to contact them on telephone numbers 592-231-5298 or 231-5281. You can also contact them on their Facebook page or their website at www.rccgy.org or their email at investigation@rccgy.org. An Agricola woman is happy to be alive this evening after she was shot by a stray bullet while walking home. When the woman spoke with our reporter, Esther Sobers, the bullet was still lodged in her body. Here is that report.
It was supposed to be a casual stroll home along Brutus Street for 26-year-old Aisha Eversley on Saturday. Events unfolded rapidly as about 21 hours unknown to Eversley. Two unidentified men armed with handguns were engaged in an argument when several shots pierced the evening air.
Yeah, I was walking coming home like after 9 last night from a friend. And then I live in at 2nd Street, at 4th Street, and then the shooting happened still at 2nd Street corner. And everybody started scattering and running. Well, I paused, and then when I feel the thing to me foot, then I start running out, going towards the road. And that was it.
When Headline News spoke with Eversley, she was visibly in tremendous pain from the bullet wound. The bullet is still lodged in her leg. She recalled reporting the matter to the police and later visited the hospital for initial treatment. However, she must return to remove the bullet. Notwithstanding the pain, Eversley is extremely thankful that she's alive to share her story.
It could have been worse. Could have hit me some other part, but thank God it's my foot. And could it be like kids in the streets, and they could have get knocked too. Because when I was coming in, there was a girl with her baby and she child father, and they had to run too.
Bernadette Duncan, Eversley's mother, is concerned for the Agricola community, which she opined has an alarming high rate of criminal activity among youths.
The place getting more and more worse, more and more worse. I grew up here from a teenage, from baby, you got to say nursery school, and these things never occur in Agricola. But now I want under the young people them, they got to be in organization, they got to do something for the young people them. So I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if the food what they eating or so got them like that, I don't know. It was only God got to come down and help them.
I'm Esther Sobers reporting for Channel 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Esther. Still ahead, fire leaves a single mother homeless, and a report on the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. The ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook, Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Welcome back. The Guyana police force is mourning the loss of one of its own. Reports indicate that on Sunday evening, Police Constable Peter Shivraj Harilal committed suicide after a night out with friends. Prior to the alleged taking of his life, Harilal of Bath Settlement, West Coast Berbice, was stationed at the Clonbrook Police Outpost, East Coast Demerara. It is believed that the young man became perturbed after a photograph of him kissing another man was leaked to social media. A single mother of 3 is appealing for public support after a suspicious fire leaves her family homeless. Esther Sobers reports.
32-year-old Deborah Thomas is contemplating her next move after her house in Friendship Squatting area on the east bank of Demerara was gutted by fire Saturday morning. Thomas is a single-parent mom of 3 and recounted hearing the heart-rending news.
Friday morning, when I leave to go to work, and from work I went out, right? I went with a friend and I received a call about 4 o'clock yesterday morning from a friend saying that my house is burning down. Well, when I reached about 6 o'clock due to traffic as I was coming from in town. When I reached, the whole place was burned right down to the ground. Well, I didn't get a chance to talk to nobody because I was so confused. But everything just burned, everything.
Thomas is alleging that the fire may have been lit by her estranged husband, who would usually abuse her.
People, they didn't really tell me, but people were saying that they saw him around the neighborhood and fingers pointing at him. Anyway, I went to the station yesterday, and then when I came back, I went at his mother because I leave my daughter there. I went at his mother and we sit down and we talk. When I leave his mother yesterday and coming down the road, he approached me in a manner, but why hear you there telling people that I burned down your house? So I turn back and go in the mother yard to call out the mother.
She claims that numerous reports were made to the Grove Police Station, but nothing substantial was done to have her situation resolved. According to Thomas, her estranged husband continued to abuse her.
Well, enough time when I go to the station and make report, there's 2 times they ever come. One time they come and he run away from them, and next time they came and they didn't get him. But I make many reports. At one time he was in the lockup. Where he was in there, he go about 11 the night, and by the time I reached there 4 o'clock the next day, he would done get bail and gone, and they never get him back.
And I never tried to pursue to get him?
No, never.
Thomas, who lost everything in the fire, is now left to contemplate how she will provide a home for herself and her 8-year-old daughter.
For me, no more to do right now because I can't go to work tomorrow. As I ain't got anything, nothing, I don't have anything. So I know I'm going to work. I know how Winnie should make out because she lost everything, all she school stuff, them everything. So me, if anybody could give any assistance in any little way, I would really be thankful.
Anyone willing to assist Deborah Thomas can contact her on 692-2289. Again, that's 692-2289. I'm Esther Sobers reporting for Channel 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Esther. And in the United States, it's a sad day as the nation witnessed the deadliest mass shooting in its recent history. 58 persons died and over 500 were injured when a lone gunman opened fire on a concert crowd in Las Vegas. More from Associated Press.
The number of people that have died associated with this event has increased. Right now we're using the number of 58. I just was informed that it may be 59 of an individual that may have expired at Sunrise Hospital. The number of injured, we are using the number of 515. And as you can tell, as the hours go by, that number continues to increase. We have not received any additional intelligence associated with the suspect. We have completed the search warrant in Mesquite. I am not aware of any derogatory information that we can utilize to furtherance of this investigation at this point.
As this event unfolds, we have determined to this point no connection with an international terrorist group. As this investigation continues, we will continue to work with our partners to ensure that this is factually, thoroughly, and absolutely investigated to be able to bring comfort and peace back to this community.
You know, I don't know if I have words to describe what we're going through and what these poor, unfortunate victims are going through. We're angry, we're grieving, we're confused, people are hurting. There's a lot to learn from all this. It was a cowardly, despicable act that I'm very angry about. There's not much we can do, but we can learn. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everybody's care and concern.
But we do know that he brought the weapons in on his own. In an original briefing, we believe that he was in partnership or companionship of a female, and we have determined the female is out of the country. So he brought these weapons in on his own. We still consider her a person of interest. We have been in contact with her, and we plan to engage her upon her return to the country. This is an individual who was described as a lone wolf. I don't know how it could have been prevented if we didn't have any prior knowledge to this individual. It wasn't evident that he had weapons in his room. We have determined that there has been employees going to and fro from his room, and nothing nefarious was noticed. At this point, that's what we know now.
And now for the weather forecast. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Monday, the 2nd of October, 2017. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and ch2headlinenews.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.